Hey guys, welcome to Home Sweet Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm a homeschooling mom to one, and this is the fourth video in my series of We've Decided to Homeschool, Now What? And my paper just blew. Give me a second. Alright, so like I said, this is the fourth video, and what you need to do is check the playlist down below. If you are a new homeschooler or you're a seasoned homeschooler and you're just looking for some help, then check out the playlist that's linked in the description, because we've already talked about state requirements, we've talked about homeschool spaces, we've talked about finding curriculum. So our next step is, do I need a schedule or do I need a routine? What are they? Are they important? What works for you? So we're going to talk about that today. And yes, my hair is going to blow, and my papers just blew away, but it was too beautiful to not be outside today, so I thought I'd bring you this one from my screened-in porch. So let's talk about homeschool schedules versus a homeschool routine. You're going to see that all over YouTube, all over Pinterest, all over Instagram. People are always sharing their schedules and their routines. They're important. Schedules and routines are important. Not only does it let your kids know what to expect, like they'll know their expectations, schedules and routines make your kids feel safe. They feel a sense of security when they know what's going to happen. And sometimes when you get off of that routine or that schedule, you'll notice it. You can tell in your children that things are a little bit off. So we're going to talk about what they are and what you can do to make one for your family. Again, I always say, try things out and do what works best for your family, because what works for us and what works for the family down the road that homeschools is going to be totally different probably than what works for you. So when I started my homeschooling journey, I came from public school. We lived and breathed by our schedule. We had to stay on schedule. It was essential to the whole school running. So to me, when I think of a schedule, I automatically think of the schedule that my principal would print out, and he would give to us at the beginning of the year, and it would be color-coded and it would be set to the hour. Everything was to the hour, and as soon as that hour was up, done. So of course, first year into homeschool, who do you think had the pretty laminated time block schedule? It was me. Okay, I love laminating and I love making things pretty, but here's the thing. I can almost guarantee you, when you laminate a schedule anyway, it's going to have to change. I mean, that's just all there is to it. So, I do apologize. It's like I tried to make a video, and we live in like the quietest neighborhood in the world, and the second I try to make a video outside, everybody decides to do yard work. So if you hear that in the background, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to hurry this up so it's not annoying. So, schedules are great, and that may be what works for you, but I'm going to tell you, it stressed me out. If we were not on that time schedule, if I was like, oh my goodness, it's 9 o'clock and we haven't done this yet, I would totally flip out. That's just the kind of person I was. Schedules don't necessarily work for me like that, but schedules can be so many different things. It could be that you schedule certain subjects on certain days. It could be that on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you do one thing, and on Tuesday, Thursday, you do another. It could be that you only do school in the mornings, or you may have a child that does better at nighttime. Schedules are great. You have to make them work for you. So I found this on Pinterest. It's not mine. When I think of a schedule, this is what I think of. Times, days, and filled in. Even their break and their lunch is filled in. This was from thebusywoman.com, and I found this on Pinterest when I did a search for homeschool schedules. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a time block schedule, because for some people that's what they need, and I totally support that. What I'm saying is that with my experience and in our home, it didn't work. What worked for me in public school did not work when I brought it home. And it didn't work for my son, and it just stressed me out. And so we have more of a routine, more of a flow to our day than we actually have a schedule. So let me tell you about a routine. A routine to me is something that is done so often that it becomes a habit. And that could be any kind of routine. And that's how we kind of run in our house. And so I did type this up for my son in the beginning, but once he learned the routine, he didn't need that paper anymore. So our routine looks something like this. After breakfast, but before lunch, is a pretty good chunk of time. And what I did is, within that square, I would put the things I would like for us to accomplish before lunchtime. That's brushing our teeth and getting ready for the day, having outside time, possibly doing morning basket, which we in our house call a whenever basket, but that's a whole nother story, and starting independent work and starting our school day. Those are the things I like to do before lunch. Now, if you come into our house each day of the week, our lunchtime varies depending on what we're doing that day. No 2 days are the same. So those are the things we like to do before we have lunch. After lunch, I had another time block. I had after lunch, but before supper. That's another huge chunk of time. And during that time, we're going to finish up school. We're going to spend some time together. We're going to go outside again. And then I like to take about an hour's time within that chunk where I go work on some things for myself or have some quiet time. My son goes off and does his own thing for some quiet time. And then we'll come back together. And those are the things I like to fit into that chunk. And throughout those chunks, I like the morning chunk to get my chores done for the day, my zone cleaning. The last chunk of the day is after supper, but before bedtime. And that's where we're going to spend time together. We're going to do our 10-minute cleanup. We're just going to hang out as a family and get ready for the next day. We know that routine so well that it doesn't have to be written down anymore. We know what's happening. And you can have that same kind of relaxed, go with the flow routine if that works for you. Just chunk your day. Have a morning chunk, a school chunk, a lunch chunk, whatever you want to call it. What I do definitely recommend, though, is trying things out and seeing what works for you. Are you going to do better being done by lunch? Do your kids do better schooling in the afternoon? Do you do better having a time schedule, or would you rather just go with the flow? Have all your things listed you want to get done, but don't put times on it. There's so many options out there, and the thing is just doing your research and trying it out and see what works for you. Check out some videos on YouTube. People are always sharing their schedules. Get some ideas from them and then make it work for you. I'm also going to link down below the video that helped me. I love Julie Bogart, the lady who is the creator of Brave Writer. She has an awesome YouTube video that's about schedules versus routines that I really think you should check out, and I think it's super helpful. If you've liked this series, please give it a thumbs up. Check out the other videos in the playlist. Make sure you subscribe so that you can find so you can watch the next videos. It's going to be about how I schedule out our year calendar, how I lesson plan, all those good things, curriculum that's coming up for next year. You don't want to miss it. This is not just for you newbies. This is for anybody. Make sure you share this with your friends. And again, thank you so much for watching.